Hey, hello friends, how's things going? It's been a little bit since I made a video. The last week I was out on Thanksgiving Day holiday for the whole week. My son had off, so we did a little trip around Texas, hitting up some different cities. Went to Houston, Dallas, had a lot of fun. So today I'm excited to go for a little ride. I haven't been on a ride this whole past week, which is not typical for me. I usually ride about 3 to 4 times a week. And today is especially odd as it's almost the 1st of December and it's 84 degrees. I'm sorry, all my friends in the upper northern hemisphere that are struggling with cold winter days, but 72 yesterday and 84 today, and it's actually a little bit humid. I just have a t-shirt on and my riding jacket. So I'm gonna go for a ride. Nowhere special. I gotta be home in about an hour, so nothing out of the ordinary. Just tell you a little bit about a couple of places I went to while I was on holiday, and that'll be it. So stick with me and let's go enjoy some nice warm weather riding. I don't know if the camera's picking up any of the color changes on the trees, but we got a little bit of orangey, yellows going on. Changing of the leaves, nothing like New England. So we're riding into the sun here. I'll point the camera at myself while we go through this stretch, otherwise you're just going to get blinded by the sun. I'm doing my best not to get blinded. So yeah, I went to headed over to Houston first from Austin. That's about a 3-hour drive, and stayed there for a few days, and then went up to Dallas. That's about close to 4-hour drive from Houston to Dallas. Stayed over there for 2.5 days before heading back. Yeah, it was good fun. Originally we were planning on a different trip, but we decided to stay local. And while I was in Houston, I made my way up to north of downtown Houston, area called the Woodlands, town called the Woodlands, I should say, and went to the Woodlands BMW Dealer. I'll show a little bit of video footage now. Unfortunately, it was Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and I didn't really think about it too much, but you know, they closed. They only were open half a day. So when I got there at like 1:30, they were bringing all their bikes in and closing up shop for 2 o'clock. So it's kind of my fault. I was only there for about 10-15 minutes. But I talked to a couple guys real quick. They were really nice, and you know, of course it was my fault. They apologized that they were closing on me. But I got a few videos in, and it's a big place. They do BMW and Indian, Triumph, I think, as well, and maybe Royal Enfield or some other bike, I can't remember. It was a nice place, very big. Each bike had its own distinct kind of section, show floor. I'll go back there some other day when I have time. And then the other place I stopped after I left Houston, went to the Houston Zoo. If you got kids, that's a great zoo. I was very impressed. I lived in San Diego for more than 10 years, so I was used to the world-class San Diego Zoo being better than anything, but that Houston Zoo was very nice. So anyways, went up to Dallas, and I did a video back a while ago on the Harvest Classic motorcycle rally out in Luckenbach, Texas. So check that out. That was a fun video. Definitely a fun ride and fun day. But while I was there, I met at a booth. I met this company called Moto Liberty, and they're they're selling motorcycle gear, helmets, jackets, pants, boots, quad lock, and knickknacks, doodads for your bike. Up in Addison, Texas, which is about 15-20 minutes just north of Dallas. So I went up there and met Chris, which is the guy I met at the booth in Texas, and also the owner, Audrey, which she was also in the booth. So I stopped by and bought some pants and gloves, winter gloves, which I'll do a video about those in the near future. And I just watched a video on YouTube from a channel, I'll put it up here, I think it's called The Bike Show. I believe that's the one I was watching. I was flipping it back and forth between a bunch of motorcycle channels, so I can't remember if this was the right one or not. But they were just doing a versus, a BMW RS versus XR 1000. And the guy that runs the channel did a clever little, he superimposed green screened himself next to himself, and they kind of had a debate which bike was better. That was kind of clever. But they decided that the XR was the better sport touring bike based on their preferences. Of course, I don't agree because I am an RS owner, but I think the reasons why I wouldn't agree, the two main ones would be shaft drive, amazing. That's just huge compared to a chain. And the engine, the boxer engine with the torque, the everyday use of the torque is so important. Unless, if you're going to go touring and eat up highway miles for miles and miles and miles on the highway, maybe the inline 4 would be a little smoother and has the higher rev range. Maybe that would be a little better. I'm not sure. A little less vibration, perhaps. And the seating position on the XR. So that's kind of the two things I would give the XR. Is the seating position would be more upright and a little bit more comfortable than the RS. The RS is a bit more sporty and leaned over a tad. But if you're touring and doing the back roads and staying off the freeway, which is what I would prefer. I wouldn't want to just be jamming on freeways. That's boring and not that comfortable. I would go with the RS every day because the torque is available, and they're so low in the rev range. It just real world scenarios, the torque matters, and I would definitely pick the RS over the XR. That's about it today. Thanks for joining me. Those in the US, I hope you did have a happy Thanksgiving with your family. And see you on the next one. Later.